Well, good morning. Good afternoon. Come on in, you guys. Good to see everybody, I think, if I can see people coming in. It's time for the show. There's one. I always get concerned. Hello. Hi, Marianne. You're the first one. And there's Sherry, my good friend Sherry from Take Back Your Body. How are you? Good to see you, Sherry. Allison's there. Hi, Allison. Here come the peeps. Good to see you. Janet's here as well. Here comes everybody. I'm excited about today. I hope you are. It's Saturday. There's Marla. There's my friend Kimmy. Hello, everybody. Keep coming in. Keep coming in. There's a new Rita. We got two Ritas in a row. Look at that. There's my girl from Whittier, Yvonne. Yay. Good to see everyone. Keep coming on in. Looks like we got a few people today. Good afternoon, indeed. And Mary and Debbie. Hi. Hi. Well, you guys, it is a rainy day in the neighborhood here in Brevard, North Carolina, and the color is starting to pop. And I promise you, when it gets really glorious, boy, am I going to take my show outside, and I'm going to show you my view and give you all the $100 tour for free because it is promising to be a glorious, colorful extravaganza, and I can't wait. This is my favorite time of year. And if any of you who know my daughter Caroline Bergeron, who worked for me for quite a few years, and she is now independent recipe developer and food stylist, food photographer extraordinaire. She does all kinds of stuff for all kinds of people. But she picked up my love of fall and took it to the nth degree. And she is pumpkin happy. She calls herself an overposter of fall colors. Everything is all about fall, and she's the original pumpkin spice queen. As a matter of fact, she gave us a pumpkin spice latte recipe, which is on the Saving Dinner site if you want to go look for it. That is lower in carbs and what have you, with stevia and what have you, blah, blah. Not recommended for people on hot milk, by the way, just simply because, there's pumpkin in it, there's carbs in it and what have you, but it's a better choice. So there. Listen, today is Saturday, and this is a day where we get a lot of stuff done. On Monday, we've got two Saving Dinner, the low carb way, going out because I've been remiss on finding out, who's been sharing and all of that. I love so much watching people share and looking at the patterns of how you share my books and these broadcasts, because they're important. I put some time and energy every single day into this, and I think about, what am I going to say and how is it that I can encourage and support? That's my main goal here. And I like to give away books because I have some extra books to give away. And one day when they're all gone, we'll figure something else out. But, I also have digital books, so, that'll work. And there's an endless supply of those. But, the point that I'm trying to make is that when you support me, and you say something that's, like, hey, listen to this broadcast, she's going to help you out with something. I know that I'm making some headway, and that's important to me because it helps to guide my ship so that I can help guide yours. And that's what we're all here for, right? We're here to help one another up. I posted this little meme that I found that was, I just absolutely loved, and it showed these women all giving each other a boost. And it just kept going like they were climbing up. And this is what we need to do, especially as women. Sometimes we feel like, there's some of us out there who still feel like we don't have a voice. And there's some of us out here who are just now starting to get, our sea legs and trying to figure things out. And there's a lot of us who are still connecting the dots between our own personal power and our own personal development and the things that we accomplish in this lifetime. And one of the things that I want to do is say that you are so much more than you think you are. And you are so much more powerful than you think you are, and that you have a very important purpose in this life. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And I'll go one step further. Your purpose in this life isn't just about to get your house cleaned up and to get the body clutter off. Your purpose in life is bigger and deeper than that. And it might just affect the people who live in the walls in your house, but nonetheless, there's room in your life for other things. And that's what I want to try to do, is help you and support you as you're working with your body and trying to get the ultimate amount of nutrients into your body, whether you're trying to lose body clutter or not. It's all about this vehicle, which is our body. And without the proper support, we just cannot get the car out of the garage, so to speak. And that's my job, is to help you with that. And my job is to help you to zero in on it and become mindful not just of your meals. I want you to have mindful meals. I want you to understand that mealtime is meaningful, and it has so much more to do with just the nutrition. It has to do with the psychological impact that it has on everybody in your family. It does. There's little, we go through life and we accidentally undo the threads in our lives. We undo all the little things in our lives. We undo this little communication over here. We have a little something over here that rocks the boat with a relationship that we have. And when we're sitting at the dinner table, and I'm talking about, your family, and when we're sitting at the dinner table, we have the ability to retie those things that we've accidentally untied. We take the time, we slow down, and we have an opportunity to connect again, heart to heart, brain to brain, and just to show and share the generosity of your heart besides the generosity of what's on the table, and just to let somebody know that they're cared about and they're loved, and that includes even when you're trying to train little kids how to eat, and it's crazy and it's mayhem, and you've got a baby sitting in a high chair, and you've got 2 toddlers and food's everywhere. You can still do all that training, and you can still, with this mindfulness that you bring to your mealtime, bring in that love and train and correct with love, and also connect, be in the constant connect mode. And we can do that when we're mindful. We have the ability to do that. And it just changes the entire tapestry of your family's life. It changes the way you feel about everything. And even when something gets spilled or something happens, instead of going into wild banshee mode where everybody just wants to say, get out of the way, you're in a way of, okay, we're going to clean that up and we're going to go to the next thing, because it is not the end of the world. We get to do that. And this is what happens when mindfulness becomes your operating system. Mindfulness becomes your operating system, and it works for everything, for whatever it is that you're doing. If you're mindful when you're washing your face or brushing your teeth, I practice mindfulness as much as I can in everything that I do. And it's funny, my dental checkup started being better once I started mindfully brushing my teeth. I have an electric toothbrush. It's 2 minutes, and I time where my electric toothbrush goes. I brush my teeth twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, because I use that as a trick to help me if I'm wanting to go into the kitchen and munch. So that works. I floss twice a day, and I have a thing for scraping my tongue. I do all these things, and it keeps my mouth feeling better. And the last time I was, my dental hygienist said, your teeth are amazing. You hardly have any plaque whatsoever on your teeth. They hardly had to go anywhere. I didn't have pockets. I didn't have, when they do the little testing, everything was good. Mindful dental care at home. Who knew? You can do that. Little things like that. When you start bringing mindfulness into the equation of everything that you do, you cannot help but level up. You can't help but level up. When we just do stuff to just whatever, it might get the job done, but if we throw a little mindfulness in it, watch how it levels up and watch how things get better. Like my dental checkup the last time. they usually, I get the, right behind the front teeth. They have to scrape all like crazy. She hardly had to scrape at all. I love that. I was just like, okay, I'm doing this from now on, because that scraping thing makes my skin crawl. I hate that. So, and also too, and I'm going to teach this in the new club that we just are opening on the 28th, I believe is the day that we're opening the doors for the Facebook group. And on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, guys, anybody who's in the club, mark that on your calendars. That's when I will be doing the Facebook Lives. That will be a teaching and a coaching. And then those of you who have signed up for the yearly thing, don't worry, we will send your form out so that you can fill it all out, and then everything that you need to have so that I can do a one-on-one call with you. That I'm really looking forward to. So anyway, back to that whole mindfulness thing. Mindfulness is absolutely a way of life when you choose it. Mindfulness is a way that you can stop your carousel of crazy, because when you bring in mindfulness, you're going to start to see patterns of things that do not work. Your year timer doesn't start until the doors open. Doors aren't even open yet. Everybody's going to have the same start date. So I also wanted to talk today a little bit about courage and what it is to be courageous. And I love good, of course, my computer, there it is. Courageous in the dictionary is not deterred by danger or pain, being brave. Not deterred by danger or pain. When you're not deterred, that means that you're going forward, right? When you're not deterred, we have this allergic reaction to any kind of pain. We don't even want 2 minutes of pain, right? Nobody wants that kind of thing happening in their lives. We'll look for anything to completely take away the pain right away. Oh, I got a headache. Where's that Tylenol? Where's that Advil? Whatever. You take something right away. We have some kind of a pain, like I'm hungry. Quickly run to the kitchen, go get something. There's a pain, a little tiny, grumbling going on in my stomach. We look for ways in which to alleviate our pain any way that we can. And, this spills over into where we are with our lives as far as any kind of addictions. Addictions are us trying to fill in where the pain has taken over. Addictions, the word is not heal. Addictions alleviate pain for the moment. A food addiction does, a binge does, sugar, garbage, all those things do. Liquor does, drugs do, cigarettes do, even drinking too much coffee, being addicted to exercise, being addicted to some kind of a behavior will alleviate and take away the thought processes of what the pain is and put us into another place of something else. It's a shift of things is all it is. It's taking this, dropping it, and putting that in its place. And it works for a minute. But it doesn't work in the long term. We know what that looks like. We know what binge eating looks like, and it shows up. You can't hide binge eating unless you're a purger too. You can't hide alcoholism. You will be found out at some point. You can't hide drug addiction. That's going to show up as well. You can't hide addiction. As somebody who is over exercising and overdoing, they're going to end up in physical therapy or at the doctor's or getting surgery or something. And they're going to, some of them end up getting super thin and kind of scary looking. So our addictions need to be addressed, and we address our addictions when we address what the pain is that led to them. So the behavior is here, the addiction is here, and the bridge is this gigantic bridge of pain. Now, our pain cannot dictate our lives if we understand what the pain is. And I've shared with you before what this is, because I think our pain has for too long defined us and held us back. And when we understand that the pain that we felt when we were 4 years old or 5 or 10 or 13 or 18 or whatever it was, and we allow that pain to rob us of a more intentional, more meaningful, more mindful life, then we've got to step back and take a look. Okay, so what is this pain? If we can shine the light on our pain, and if we can take the power away from the pain, we can certainly start to cross that bridge and understand the connection between the pain bridge, and the addiction. We all have something. Everybody has something in their lives that, they're wounded by. We all have some kind of woundedness. And yet our woundedness cannot and does not need to define us. It can just merely be another experience for us. It's like I said to you, when we decide and understand that this is your 4-year-old self making these decisions that's going to impact your life forever and ever, you can take a little look and assure your 4-year-old self that it's okay that these abandonment issues happen because broken people were in charge of you at that time, and that we can love them and forgive them anyway and move on and build and understand and know that the courageousness that we have in our heart, the courageousness, the ability to not be deterred by that pain will keep us in the place of moving forward, of up-leveling our lives, of having a life even though this happened, even though that happened. Courageousness is an everyday thing for everyday people when we understand that courageousness isn't just, facing a lion or bungee jumping or doing something, insane physically. Courageousness is an attitude, and it's something that we can put on and do regardless of how fearful we might be. And being afraid is so much different than being fearful. Fearful is a state of being, and being afraid is a momentary thing. So you can say to yourself, I might be afraid to take this step, or I might be afraid to say something, or I might be afraid to confront this, but I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful. And if we can bring down the rhetoric and bring down the heat of the things that we say and these, overwhelming statements. My mother used to do this. Everything, if something did not go right, one little thing did not go right, the whole world was falling apart. It was hellfire and brimstone. The whole world was in disrepair. And we can't have that attitude. When we have that attitude, we put ourselves in handcuffs and we cannot go forward. We can't go forward. We always need to be solution oriented, looking for the solution and looking for whatever's there. And we need to understand that life is working on your behalf. I love this. This is David Bayer said this. He's somebody that I follow. And one of the things that he says is, I understand that life is always working on my behalf. When that happens, you click on it, you flip a switch. Your reticular activating system is on its way looking for those clues and the evidence that tells you that life is working on your behalf. Life is working on your behalf. I look at all these women in the sprint. Life's working on their behalf. They found a group that works for them. They found a plan that works for them. They've surrounded themselves with all the right people, with all the encouragement, with all the things to take them to the next level. Life is working on their behalf. And my question to you, is life working on your behalf? Are you stepping out in courage? Are you allowing pain to detour you? Are you allowing these different things to get into your life and into your way? Who is this? Oh, Sherry. Sherry, I did not know that, love. So prayers for my friend Sherry, who just posted about her lovely husband, Glenn, who's just been an absolute support. I did not know that. I am prayerfully praying for you. And there's courage for you. You have to be his support. You have to be his encouragement right now. And there's a lot on you, my friend. I love you, and I'm here for you. Okay, Sherry? Bless you. I'm so sorry. I did not know that. Ugh. At any time we can stand up and we can walk out in courage. We don't need to be deterred by pain. Pain is momentary. Very, very rarely is it lasting and lasting and lasting and daily for hours and hours on end. I mean, not to say that there are not people who are doing that, but I'm talking about the little things that happen in our lives. The little sting that somebody dropped in your Facebook page, and said something mean to you. Probably they're either just like this or they didn't mean to. But our courage, the courage that we need to lean on is understanding the power that we have within. And I've said this to you 100 times, that my job is just to stir that up. I'm not giving you the power. I'm poking at you so that you can see your own power. Because as we do this, whatever it is that we're doing, whatever things that we're trying to tackle in our life, and you've seen all the things that have happened with all of our lovely friends within our sprint group, within our Hot Melt Club and the Hot Melt Diet, all of those things. We've seen such miraculous things happening just with the transformation of our bodies. We've seen these things happen. But we cannot do that with it's not just about the food. It's about all the things that come with it. This mindfulness that we put over the top of everything takes you and carries you. It's your vehicle. It's your vehicle. It's your up leveling of your entire life. It's the thing that makes you look at things in a whole different level. And I see this from you all the time. I see this from you all the time because I'm reading your posts and I see all of them. Sherry says I'm off to see him. I love you back, Sherry. Sherry, please reach out to me, okay? I want to get on the phone with you and love you up. And I'm so terribly sorry. I had no idea. Sherry's brave, you guys. Sherry is brave. She has a story, and her husband has a story like you just wouldn't believe. And they have this beautiful, they live in Canada, and they have this beautiful organic farm. I don't know why this is hitting me so hard, but it is, and I'm sorry. Life, we never know when life was going to hit us with something like this. Exercising our courageousness is going to help us when we are facing life and death, just like Sherry is right now with her husband, who is a love and has a magnificent story. Their story has been published, so look them up. Anyway, speaking of being courageous, my courage comes because I am not deterred by whatever happens in my life, and I'm not deterred any more than you are. When you can face these things and take a look at the things the way you need to take a look at them, and start, and I'm not talking about what's going on with Sherry right now. I'm just talking about like figuring out what your next move is, on your hot melt journey. I'm talking about figuring out how to feed your family. I'm talking about all these things that are happening, in your life. There's always going to be an obstacle. There's always going to be some kind of a pain. There's always going to be maybe a little danger. You might have to say, hey guys, I'm not going to have this stuff in the house anymore. I'm not going to be eating all this garbage and all this crap, and maybe your family's going to rebel, but maybe you need to stand up for yourself. Maybe it's time to exercise that voice that I know you have. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I think I'm going to sign off a little bit early. I think I just need a little time. So if you haven't signed up for the Hot Melt Club, there's an email probably in your inbox. Go take a look at it. Some people are asking me, the Hot Melt Mix, this is it. It's in our store. I love it. It works. Again, be careful, you guys, with all the supplements that are out there. They need to be pharmaceutical grade. That's all I can say. The garbage that's out there is horrible. Yes, you pay more, but I don't want you to be doing anything dangerous or taking anything that is, questionable. And there's a lot of that. So be courageous. Stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid of a little momentary pain. Work through it. Don't let it put you down. Don't let it handcuff you or hog tie you or however you want to say it. And remember something. You are so much more powerful than you think you are. You have a choice every single day to be powerful or to be pitiful. And like Joyce Meyer says, you can be powerful or you can be pitiful, but you cannot be both. I choose powerful. I choose powerful. And I choose powerful for you too. I hope you continue on this journey. And if you need me, you can always reach out. Thank you for joining me today. And keep Sherry and her husband Glenn in your prayers. Okay? Thanks. Bye.